choice of song there. Michigan native Amy Weber is the writer, director, and producer for the film A Girl Like Her. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We were talking all through the commercial break. We're all amazed that you didn't write any dialogue. This is improvised, this movie.
It is 100% improvised.
Wow, it makes what's on the screen that much more powerful.
I think so. We asked the actors to do a pretty amazing thing. Not only come in and be a part of a film that has such a strong message, but to emotionally get engaged in their story with their characters and bring a side to the film and to the story that was very personal. And it had to be, because the film is very raw, it's very, very real.
And the story is very raw and real as well, but it's a Michigan-made film. You made it, you're from here as well, you shot it here. It must be rewarding for you to see how this project has done so well and grown.
It's been an humbling experience, to say the least, to see how embraced this film has become by so many people who have seen it. Currently, we have teenagers across the country who are hosting at-home screenings with their friends and classmates, and there's such a demand that's happening because the kids are sharing, they're tweeting and writing messages on Instagram, and we've got 46 other cities that the influencers with this one company called Fame Media are begging to have the film come so they can screen it for their friends.
Let's talk about the story of the movie.
Yeah,
Sure.
one girl bullying another.
Sure. Well, the story begins where a documentary film crew, they're actually at a high school because it's a big celebratory moment that the school has been ranked 10th in the country. Very prestigious. And during this celebration, a sophomore, Jessica Burns, attempts to take her own life. So, of course, news spreads very quickly through the school of what's happening and what happened to Jessica. And, of course, the documentary film crew turn their lens to this story. And through that investigation, the story becomes told from 4 different perspectives. And so it branches off. It's not only the documentary film crew documenting what's going on. There's a hidden camera that's been worn by Jessica, the victim, through the whole time, and her best friend Brian Slater. So it's through that perspective of the hidden camera.
The hidden camera is footage leading up to the suicide
Leading up
attempt.
to what's been happening to her. And then we also, the documentary film crew also give the bully a camera. And so for the first time, we see this story that's based on 1 million true stories. We see it for the first time through the eyes of a bully.
I remember
it's so very well done through the eyes of a bully, something we've never seen before. Go ahead,
and Amy, I remember you telling Lee before that you have some experience with this bullying issue, right? Some personal experience?
I do, on both sides. When I was 6 years old, when I was in kindergarten, I had a young friend who I would go to his house after school, and he would be very physically abusive to me. It started off where he would just kind of threaten me if I didn't do what he wanted me to do. He locked me in his trundle bed. He kept me in there for over an hour. He wouldn't let me out. He locked me in closets, trunks of cars. He would punch me. It was very traumatic for me, but it was very scary what was happening. I grew up in a very loving family with 2 older sisters who never hurt me, never, ever. And so for me, it was difficult to talk about it. I did mention something to his mother, and she made a comment to me, and I remember he was walking up from the sidewalk of school, and I said, I just wanted to let you know that Billy locked me in the trundle bed yesterday, and he wouldn't let me out. And she said, oh, sweetie, I'm sure it just got stuck, and I didn't feel safe to tell anybody else what was going on.
You said both sides, the other side as well.
So when I moved, when I was 7, my dad moved closer to Detroit for his work, and that year was a chance to start over. And I made the wrong decision, but I became a bully myself. And I fought a lot of boys, and I was very unconscious of the things that I was doing. I didn't recognize it as pain. I just knew that if anyone posed a threat to me or to someone in any way, and I mean judgment, someone looking at me the wrong way, someone pushing me or getting in my space. It was an immediate physical reaction.
Overreaction.
It was.
Probably because of what you had been through.
And it was very difficult living with that reputation for a long time.
And that's why you wanted to make this film so much, right?
It's very personal for me, and this has been an amazing journey for me, a very healing journey.
Nice.
March 27th in theaters?
Yes.
What sort of distribution? Where can we see it?
It's all over the country.
All right.
We're opening in 17 cities nationwide, March 27th, and people can go, just like you go to the movies regularly, you look it up on Fandango, movietickets.com, and you can find out where it's playing in your area.
If people wanted to host a screening or have a screening in their home, is it going to be available video on demand where parents can have kids come in and watch the film together?
Eventually, 3 months after the theatrical release, then it will be a digital release.
I think that's a great opportunity for people to sit down and not have a conversation, but watch this movie and have a new understanding.
We're hoping so.
Yeah, thank you, Amy.
Good job, Amy.
Good job to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I love those Michigan-made success stories.
Absolutely.